All right, first up, we have a rock gnome Barbarian. He's going to be taking the path of the giants. We're going to break down each individual level and the new abilities you get, along with just abilities that but barbarians get in general. Of course, our little gnomey boy wants to be big and strong, so that's why we're going path of giants. We're going to take the soldier background because when you grow big and strong, you're going to be on the front lines every time. Now you may be asking, how did you get so strong, Mr. Strong Boy, all the way in the Illithid ship? Well, we don't have time to grind every level. Come on, people. All right, at level 2, basic things for the Barbarian. No subclass changes. You get Danger Sense, Reckless Attack, and a little bit of a up in your health. All right, level 3 is where we make our money, our decision. New subclass, Path of the Giant. You walk the Path of Giants, invoking their elemental might and size by drawing strength from the same primal forces as them. Immediately you get Vaporic's Greed, so your carrying capacity is increased by 1/4, which is huge. We all know we need those pack mules around. Giant's Rage. Enter a rage and increase in size. Your rage damage bonus is doubled on thrown attacks. That build with that good old trident you get from, that guy in Act 3. Hint, hint, no spoilers. Will be a very good use here. You also gain resistance to physical damage and advantage on strength checks and saving throws, which is the same as a normal rage. It lasts 10 turns unless you don't attack an enemy or take damage. And while typical for Barbarian rages, you can't cast or concentrate on spells while raging. But weirdly enough, you also get a spell. You get a cantrip called Thaumaturgy. Gain advantage on intimidation checks and performance checks. It lasts 10 turns. Big booming voice for your giant little boy. At level 4, there is no difference than a standard Barbarian and any other subclass where you get a new feat picks, let's go, and then some increased health. At level 5, health goes up. You get the amazing extra attack in your basic action. Your movement actually increases by 10 feet, and our little rocky gnome boy, he definitely needs that because his base speed is only 25. So now 35. But then you also get what's called Boot of the Giants, brand new ability. A new action, bonus action, sorry. You try to kick the target away. Your chances depend on your athletics, which are awesome based off your strength, of course, and are higher if you're hidden or invisible. You can kick targets up to twice the weight that shoving them would allow. You can kick targets up to twice the weight that shoving them would allow. So you can yeet some big boys. And guess what? If you're yeeting big boys while also a giant format, what a combo. At level 6, you get a new class skill action thing as well. Feature, whatever, words. Your health increases, an additional rage charge. And then you get a new ability called Elemental Cleaver. You channel your primordial might into your weapon. Until the end of your rage, your weapon will deal additional acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage, and gain the thrown property. If thrown, it will immediately reappear in your hand. My god, this ability is wonderful. It can turn any weapon into a returnable weapon, pretty much, it seems, while you're raging, actually, which is amazing. But if you stack this on something that already returns, I wonder how that'll work. I'm curious. It'll do extra damage, and it'll come back to you. So, pretty great early in game. Level 6, you're probably not hitting that until Act 2. So, there's a lot of good stuff that'll be around then. At level 7, your health increases, and you get the standard Feral Instinct that is normal with standard Barbarians. At level 8, you get more feat picks, and your health increases. At level 9, your health increases again, and you get Brutal Critical, which is a basic thing for Barbarians, but my, isn't it good. At level 10, your health increases, and you get a new class feature, Mighty Impel. You throw a creature or object that is medium-sized or smaller. Heavier creatures and objects deal more damage on impact. So you yeet your best friends, throw them with an attack roll, and they do damage. I do that anyways, which is even more amazing. At level 11, your health increases, and you get access to Relentless Rage. which is a standard ability for all barbarians. And then at level 12, you get your final feat pick. You get health increases and an additional rage charge. Unfortunately, there is no additional ability at level 12 for this subclass, but in general, the subclass is nice. So let's check some of those abilities out. And let's start with Giant's Rage. We grow to be the size of a normal person. Fear us. I said, fear us. You know, I've never seen an Elithan throw that demon. I guess I have now. Boot of the Giants. Very soft. It does look like Mighty Impel may only be able to throw them onto something or at somebody and not off of the normal throw could. The Elemental Cleaver really does some nice damage. Also, the sword though. Kinda looks ridiculous. Tap, tap, kick. Very satisfying. Huh. I've never seen the Nautiloid blow up. There's a cutscene. There wasn't. Spoilers. The Path of the Giants Barbarian. Wonderful, wonderful subclass. A lot of fun utility. A lot of giant things you can do, like kicks and throws and things of that sort. But I would recommend it on a normal, medium-sized class. Unless you're just wanting to have fun, which I completely get, making a gnome barbarian is the best thing in the world. Angry gnomes are just funny, especially when they can kick you across the map. But an orc or something like that would be definitely optimal comparatively, and growing into a large creature that can launch things like, you know, gnolls and stuff, dragons, dungeons. You know, that's what this game's about, right? So yeah. Path of the Giant Barbarian. Highly recommended.